Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me start with something uncomfortable. Most men completely miss the moment a woman falls deeply in love with them, not because they're foolish, but because the signal she gives is so subtle, so vulnerable, that it doesn't look like love at all. It looks ordinary, quiet, almost invisible. But once you see it, you can never unsee it. And if you miss it, sometimes you miss the woman who is ready to give you everything. Before we go deeper, take 1 second to subscribe to the channel and like this video, because the truth I'm about to share is the kind of psychological insight most men only learn after a relationship is already lost. Now listen carefully. When a woman begins to truly fall in love with a man, something inside her shifts. Her emotional walls she built over years of disappointment, heartbreak, and caution, start to weaken. But here is the mistake most men make. They think love is proven by big gestures, by gifts, by constant attention, by dramatic words. No, real love from a woman is far quieter and far more revealing. When a woman reaches a certain emotional depth with you, she begins sharing something that she almost never shares with men she only likes. She shares pieces of her inner world, not the polished version she shows the public, not the confident mask she wears around strangers. I mean the real thoughts, the messy ones, the fears she doesn't tell anyone, the strange little details of her childhood, the memories that shaped her. And when that begins to happen, something powerful is taking place. Because for most women, emotional exposure is risk. If she opens up and the man dismisses it, laughs at it, or ignores it, she closes that door forever. But when she chooses you as the person she trusts with those pieces of her life, she's quietly telling you something without saying the words. She's saying, "You matter to me." And that's the moment many men misunderstand completely. They think she's just talking, but what she's really doing is inviting you into the deepest part of her emotional world. And once a woman starts letting you inside that world, something important has already begun growing between you. Something that most men only recognize when it's already too late. There is a moment in every woman's emotional journey where she decides whether a man is temporary or whether he is someone she can truly let into her life. Most men never even realize this moment exists because it doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't happen during a perfect date or during a romantic confession. It happens quietly, often during the most ordinary conversations. She starts telling you things she normally keeps hidden. Maybe she talks about a mistake she made years ago that still embarrasses her. Maybe she tells you about a time she felt rejected. Maybe she admits a fear that makes her feel weak. Pay attention to that. Because when a woman shares vulnerability with you, she is doing something psychologically very significant. She is testing emotional safety. Women are deeply wired to protect their emotional world, not because they enjoy hiding things, but because experience has taught them that the wrong man will misuse that information. Some men mock it. Some ignore it. Some use it later in arguments. So when a woman slowly starts revealing those layers to you, it means she is watching very carefully how you respond. Do you interrupt? Do you minimize it? Do you change the subject? Or do you simply listen? Because the way you respond in these moments quietly decides the future of the relationship. A woman in love doesn't just want attraction, she wants emotional safety. And when she begins sharing personal truths with you, she's essentially asking a silent question. Can I trust you with the real version of me? This is where many men unknowingly fail. They think they need to impress her with advice, solutions, or logic. But what she actually wants in that moment is much simpler. Presence, attention, respect for what she's revealing, because when she opens that door emotionally, she's giving you something extremely valuable. Access. Access to her private thoughts, her private fears, and the parts of her personality that very few people ever see. And if she keeps sharing more and more of those pieces over time, something deeper is happening. Her emotional investment in you is growing. She is slowly weaving you into the most private corners of her life. And once a woman reaches that stage, her feelings are no longer casual. They're becoming real. Let me tell you something most men never hear. A woman does not fully fall in love through attraction alone. Attraction may open the door, but emotional connection is what makes her stay. And one of the clearest signs that connection is happening is when she begins sharing her past with you. Not the highlight reel, the real story. Her childhood memories, the good ones, the painful ones, the moments that shaped the woman she became. When a woman starts doing this, it means she is allowing you to understand her at a level most people never reach. Think about it. Your past is the blueprint of who you are today. Your fears, your habits, your insecurities, your dreams, all of them come from experiences you lived long before you met the person sitting in front of you. Women know this. That's why they don't reveal those stories easily. But when she begins telling you about the things that hurt her, the lessons she learned from previous relationships, or the moments she felt misunderstood, she is doing something powerful. She is letting you see the architecture of her emotional world, and that kind of sharing only happens when she feels something deeper than casual interest. It means she's beginning to imagine a future where you actually understand her. But here is the dangerous part. Most men treat these conversations like random storytelling. They nod, they say, "That's crazy," and they move on. What they don't realize is that she's not just telling a story. She's giving you a map of what matters to her, a map of what hurts her, a map of what she values in a partner. If you pay attention, you will start noticing patterns. Maybe she tells you she was ignored in past relationships. Maybe she shares that she always felt she had to be strong for everyone else. Maybe she admits she's afraid of being taken for granted. These are not casual comments. These are emotional clues. And when a woman trusts you enough to reveal those things, it means she's quietly hoping you'll be different from the people who disappointed her before. That level of emotional exposure only happens when her heart is slowly opening. And once that process begins, the bond between you becomes far more powerful than attraction alone. There is another moment that reveals a woman's true feelings, and most men overlook it completely. It happens when she starts sharing her dreams with you, not the small, everyday plans, the big ones, the things she wants from life, the future she imagines for herself, the lifestyle she hopes to build one day. When a woman is only casually interested in a man, she keeps those dreams private. She protects them. Why? Because dreams are deeply personal. They reveal what someone truly values. But when a woman begins opening up about those aspirations with you, she's doing something psychologically important. She's allowing you to see the direction her life is moving. And here's the part many men miss. If she's sharing those dreams with you consistently, it often means she is subconsciously imagining you somewhere inside that future. She may not say it directly, but emotionally, you're being placed into the picture. Maybe she talks about where she wants to live someday. Maybe she describes the kind of home she hopes to have. Maybe she speaks about the type of life partner she believes in. And while she's speaking, she's also watching your reactions. Do you dismiss her dreams? Do you joke about them? Or do you take them seriously? Because when a woman feels that a man respects her ambitions and listens to them without judgment, something powerful happens inside her. Her trust deepens, and trust is the soil where love grows. You see, attraction can be exciting, but trust is what allows a woman to emotionally invest her future in someone. When she shares those deeper visions with you, she is not just talking about life. She is measuring whether you are someone who belongs in it. And if she continues to include you in those conversations, if she keeps opening that window into her hopes and plans, something important is happening. Her heart is moving closer to the point where you're no longer just a man she enjoys spending time with. You're becoming someone she sees as part of her life story, and that shift changes everything. Now, there is another form of sharing that reveals something even deeper. It's when a woman starts sharing her insecurities with you. This is one of the most powerful psychological signals a woman can give, and yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Because insecurity doesn't look romantic, it looks fragile. It might sound like her admitting she sometimes doubts herself. Maybe she tells you she worries about not being good enough. Maybe she confesses something about her appearance or her personality that makes her feel vulnerable. When a woman exposes those thoughts, she is revealing the most unprotected part of her self-image. Think about that for a moment. Everyone wants to appear confident, strong, in control, but when she allows you to see the moments where she doesn't feel that way, it means she trusts you with her emotional safety. and that level of trust is incredibly rare. Most women only reveal insecurities to people they believe will protect their vulnerability instead of exploiting it. So if she starts opening up about those sensitive parts of her inner world, something meaningful is happening. She feels emotionally safe with you. And emotional safety is one of the strongest foundations of love. But here is where men often make a mistake. They try to fix the insecurity immediately. They rush to reassure, to solve, to logically explain why she shouldn't feel that way. But sometimes what she needs isn't a solution. What she needs is understanding. She wants to feel accepted even in the moments where she doubts herself. Because when a woman feels fully accepted, not just admired for her strengths, but embraced even with her vulnerabilities, her emotional attachment becomes incredibly strong. She begins associating you with comfort, with stability, with the feeling that she can be her real self without fear of rejection. And once a woman connects you to that feeling, her heart begins investing in you on a much deeper level. At that point, you're no longer just someone she enjoys. You're someone she trusts with the most delicate parts of who she is. There is another signal that quietly reveals a woman's growing love, and it often appears in the way she shares her daily life with you. At first, the conversations between two people are simple. You talk about surface-level things, work, hobbies, funny stories. But when a woman begins to fall deeply for a man, something changes in the rhythm of communication. She starts sharing the small details of her day, the random moments, the little frustrations, the things that made her laugh. To many men, this might seem ordinary, but psychologically, it means something powerful. It means she is integrating you into her daily emotional experience. In other words, you're becoming part of her mental world. When something happens to her, good or bad, you are one of the first people she wants to tell. And that habit forms because her mind has begun associating you with emotional connection. You become the person she instinctively reaches for when she wants to share life. That's not casual. That's attachment. It means you are no longer just someone she interacts with occasionally. You are becoming a constant presence in her thoughts. But there is something even deeper behind this behavior. Sharing daily experiences is a form of emotional bonding. It creates a sense of partnership. It creates the feeling that two people are walking through life together instead of separately. When a woman shares these small moments with you consistently, she is slowly building that shared emotional space. And if you respond with genuine interest, if you show that her stories matter to you, the connection strengthens even more, because she begins to feel that her life matters to you. Not just the exciting parts, the ordinary parts too. And when a woman feels that level of emotional inclusion, something remarkable happens. Her feelings shift from interest to attachment, from attraction to affection, from curiosity to something far deeper. Because love, in its purest form, is not built only on big moments. It's built on the quiet sharing of everyday life. There is a final layer of sharing that reveals when a woman's feelings have reached their deepest point. It happens when she begins sharing her fears about the future. This is one of the most intimate emotional spaces a person can open, because fears about the future are tied directly to our sense of security. When a woman trusts a man enough to speak openly about those fears, she is allowing him to see the places where she feels uncertain about life. Maybe she worries about choosing the wrong partner. Maybe she fears wasting time in a relationship that won't last. Maybe she admits she sometimes questions whether lasting love even exists. These conversations are not casual. They are deeply personal. And when she brings them to you, she is doing something emotionally profound. She is letting you see the crossroads of her heart, because inside those fears is an unspoken hope. The hope that you might be different. The hope that you might be someone who proves those fears wrong. And when a woman expresses those thoughts to you, she is not just sharing anxiety. She is revealing how seriously she is thinking about love. She is revealing that relationships are not a game to her. They are something meaningful, something worth protecting. And when you respond with maturity, patience, and understanding, you become associated with emotional stability in her mind. You become someone who feels safe in an uncertain world. That feeling is incredibly powerful, Because once a woman begins seeing a man as emotional stability, her attachment becomes much stronger than simple attraction. She begins to view him as a partner, someone she can face the unknown future with. And when that shift happens inside her mind, the emotional bond becomes far deeper than most men ever realize. By now, you might be starting to see the pattern. Love does not appear suddenly in dramatic declarations. It grows quietly through the things a woman chooses to share with you: her past, her dreams, her insecurities, her daily life, her fears about the future. Each time she reveals one of those layers, she is slowly opening the door to her emotional world. And every time you respond with patience, respect, and understanding, that door opens a little wider, until one day, without even realizing it, you're standing inside the most private part of her life. But here is the truth many men only learn too late. When a woman shares these things and feels ignored, dismissed, or misunderstood, she doesn't argue, she doesn't beg, she simply stops sharing. And when that happens, the emotional distance begins growing quietly. That's why awareness is so important. Because if a woman is consistently opening up to you, if she trusts you with her thoughts, her worries, and the small details of her life, something meaningful is already happening. Her heart is investing in you. She is giving you emotional access that most people never receive. And the way you treat that access determines everything. If you value it, nurture it, and protect it, the connection can grow into something incredibly strong. But if you overlook it, misunderstand it, or take it for granted, the opportunity slowly disappears. So the next time a woman begins sharing those deeper parts of her life with you, don't brush it aside. Listen carefully. Because in those moments, she might not be saying the words directly, but her actions are quietly telling you something very clear. Her heart is choosing you. And once you recognize that truth, you'll start seeing love in a way most men never do.